And we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mack to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast, where we help you get started on your fitness journey. What is up, folks? Happy Monday. It's today we got a very timely podcast because today we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. And as y'all know, New Year's is right around the corner. When you listen to this podcast, it's probably already been New Year's, but it's still going to be early on, first Monday of the year. So it'll apply to you and going into the new year. So that's what we're going to talk about. And I do want to say this about New Year's resolutions before we get started. So I kind of have like a love-hate relationship when it comes to New Year's resolutions because yes, I think they're a good thing, but at the same time, I also think they're a bad thing. And we'll get into more of why I think that throughout the podcast. But they can be good for some people, but they can also be a crutch for other people. So it really comes down to the type of person that you are and how you function and how you do things. Because, like I said, it can make or break you. Like, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. I actually like setting New Year's resolutions because, like, personally, because I've been doing them for myself the past few years now, and I've been following through on them. No, I have not been perfect on them by no means, but I have pretty much completed them for the most part throughout the whole entire year. And when I set a New Year's resolutions, I like to set it as something that, like a new habit that I'm trying to create or something else that I'm trying to work on that I could do throughout the year. Not just like one particular goal. Yeah, you want to set goals for the year, but I don't look at that as like a New Year's resolution because that's just like one goal. So, like, for example, in 2025, my big goal for the year, if you've been listening, is to run an ultra marathon. So 100-mile ultra marathon. That would be like my big goal for the 2025, but that's not my New Year's resolution. That's not a New Year's resolution because that's not something I'm going to do every week. I'm not going to run an ultra marathon every week, you know? So, like, for example, if I wanted to make a New Year's resolution towards that goal, it would be to run 5 times a week every week so I can meet that goal. So that would be like my New Year's resolution, but I'm not making that my New Year's resolution for this year. And if y'all stick around to the end, I will get into my New Year's resolutions that I'm going to make for 2025. So y'all stay tuned for that. Y'all can see what my personal goals are and what I'm going to be working on during 2025. But before that, we're going to hop into everything about New Year's resolutions, like why you should do them, who should do them, who shouldn't do them, the importance of New Year's resolutions, all the good, bad, and the ugly. So that's what we're going to hop into. So first and foremost, why set New Year's resolutions? Well, I think you already know the answer to this. First off, because it's a fresh start. Like, new year, new me. You always hear the saying, new year, new me. It's a fresh start. And it could give you a clean slate. Like, you feel like you got a clean slate because it's a brand new year. 2025, it's going to be a new year, new me. You got a fresh start, clean slate, and that's why they could be good. It can give you that motivation boost. So you know how you have that new year energy. This can inspire change. It can inspire you to do different things, to get better, to set new goals, to do different things, create new habits. It's a good motivation boost. So that's a good reason why you should start do a New Year's resolution. It also gives you the opportunity to reflect on your previous year and kind of reset those goals. So you may have had some goals for 2024. So do yourself a favor, reflect on those, think about them, write them down, write it out, see how you performed on those, what you did, what you didn't do, what you could do better. And then based off the research that you did about your goals in 2024, you can reset those goals or change them or manipulate them to set yourself up for 2025, depending on what that may be. You may have completed the goal, boom, checked it off the list, move on to the next one. That's cool. Make a new one for 2025. But if not, you may have to reevaluate those goals that you set because they're probably still going to be things that's important to you. So you're probably going to want to reevaluate it and change it to fit yourself better now because a year later, you're going to be a different person than you were a year ago. So you got a lot of different things going on, stuff like that. Your situation may be different. So reset those goals for 2025, no matter what that may look like for you. It may be the same as that goal. You may have gave up on it, or you may have quit, or you may have went all in and you just didn't accomplish it, but you still have that same goal. Hey, that's fine. Use the same goal for 2025. Or if you gave up on it and you want to tackle it again in 2025, hey, go for it. Reset that goal. So those are kind of the pros of setting a goal. What could be a con of setting a New Year's resolution? Well, it could just lead to unrealistic expectations. So many people think new year, new me, they just going to change their whole life. They're going to change all their habits. They're going to do everything good, nothing bad. Well, that's unrealistic. And you might as well go ahead and give up on it. Don't even make that a goal if that's what you think. Like, you're not going to make drastic changes just because the calendar changed and now it says January 1st. Like, just because the day changes or the year changes on the calendar does not mean you're going to make drastic changes all of a sudden like that. I mean, yeah, some people probably will. Some people are like, man, I'm tired of this life. I'm doing something different. I'm changing it. Boom, and they'll go for it. That's some people. That's very, very, very small amount of people. But for the other 99.9% of people, that's unrealistic. So that could be a con. You don't want to like abandon these resolutions too quickly. Most people by the end of January are done with their resolutions. They're no longer doing it. They gave up on it. They quit on it. They didn't achieve it, and they're done. Another thing that could be a con is pressure. So pressure to conform to these new standards, these new challenges. Not only pressure from yourself, you may be putting pressure on yourself to do these challenges or these new goals, but also like social pressure. If you set goals, put them out there, you may change your mind. That may not be a goal a month from now. It may not be a goal 6 months from now. Situations change, things change, and that's okay. So you get a lot of social pressure from other people, especially if you put it out there like I do. But I feed off of that, so that's kind of why I do it. But yeah, there's pressure to get in shape. January 1st, everybody knows that's when everybody starts their fitness journey. There may be pressure for somebody else, so that may not be necessarily a good thing. It could be a con to set New Year's resolutions. So who should and who shouldn't set New Year's resolutions? So number one, who should set a New Year's resolution is somebody who is motivated by milestones. So if you look at a milestone and that motivates you, if you achieve that, like if that's a thing you like to do, if that motivates you, if you function better that way, if you operate more consistently that way, then hey, a New Year's resolution is probably good for you. It probably is, because it gives you like a goal, it gives you a milestone, and you can break it down and you can achieve that and you get that sense of accomplishment from it, and it's a win-win situation. Another person who should do a New Year's resolution is somebody that's looking for structured self-improvement. So notice I said the word structured. You don't just wing it. You got to have a structure. You got to set up a plan. You got to have a game plan to attack whatever that goal is you're going to do. And a New Year's resolution is good because it starts with the new year. So you can structure it within that 1 year time frame. And then you want to break it down, obviously smaller goals from there. But if you start with a new year, it kind of gives you kind of more of a sense of structure rather than just starting randomly, like on a random week throughout the year. You may kind of throw your timing off a little bit. But if you start January 1st and you give yourself a year to complete something, it's a lot easier and you can make it more structured that way. You can set a better timeline up that way if that's the way you want to go about it. Then also somebody else that should start a New Year's resolution is just beginners that want to start a fitness journey or wellness journey. And why is this a good thing? Because you get that, like I said earlier, you get that sense of motivation. It's a new year, new me, clean slate. If you want to start a fitness journey, it's a great time to do it. You just got to set yourself up the right way. You got to make the right steps to be consistent with it, because you're not going to be perfect. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, it's not going to be perfect. You just want to be able to create those small habits, the consistent habits that you can do for a whole year, and it'll work out in the end, because you're going to have ups and downs. It's going to happen. You're going to fail sometimes, but as long as you get back to it and get back to your structure, to your routine, then it'll be worth it in the end. So who shouldn't start a New Year's resolution? Individuals who get overwhelmed by big goals. So if you see a big goal and that kind of stresses you out a little bit because it's so big that it don't seem achievable, or it's so far away that you can't see yourself accomplishing it because it's a whole year away. Like, I know a year is a pretty long time. And you may think if I set a goal for a year, that's like, you're never going to see it through. So if this bothers you or this overwhelms you, or if you tend to give up on these big goals, then maybe a New Year's resolution is not for you. And that's okay. Like, it's not going to be for everybody. If it's not for you, just accept it and be okay with it. Like, it's not a bad thing that you don't get motivated by big goals. That's okay. And then another person who shouldn't is somebody that's already on a consistent path. Like, if you're already doing something, like if you're already working out consistently, eating right, doing the things you need to do, like, you don't really need to set another goal. Like, you really don't. You're already on the right path. Just focus on what you're already doing. Focus on making those habits you're already doing sustainable. It's the most sustainable, the better. So focus on making them more sustainable. How can you keep doing them? Because you're already doing them. So obviously you figured out some kind of system, some kind of what's the word I'm looking for? You figured out a way to make it happen. So just keep working on what you're already working on and keep striving to do bigger and better things. So you don't really need to set another goal or another New Year's resolution if you're already on the right path. And then another person, and this is the big one here, who shouldn't start a New Year's resolution, and this is one of the reasons why I don't like New Year's resolutions. And it's for those people who see resolutions as a all or nothing scenario. Like, you're all in or you're all out. Like, this is why New Year's resolutions are bad, because people will start a New Year's resolution. They'll do it for 3-4 weeks. They'll miss one day. And then they're like, oh, well, I missed a day. Well, now I'm off. Well, they'll let that one day turn into 1 week. Then they'll miss a whole week. And then by that time, they're like, well, screw it. I already gave up. I mean, I already didn't do what I said I was going to do. I'm just going to give up. I'm not going to do it. And boom, your whole New Year's resolution is ruined. Like, it's gone. It's done. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not a all or nothing scenario. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to miss a day. You're going to fail at one of your goals. Like, you're going to do something wrong. You're going to get sick. You're going to get injured. Like, something bad is going to happen, or something is going to throw you off, because that's just life. Like, that's just going to happen to everybody. I mean, nobody's perfect. It's going to happen. So you can't have that all or nothing mindset when it comes to a New Year's resolution. And that's why you'll see later, but I have set up my New Year's resolutions to be kind of flexible. Like, I don't like to put like a 100% like stat that I have to hit every week or every day. I'm flexible with it. I let myself miss some days, and I set my goals up to like work around this, because I'm the type of person, I'll beat myself up if I don't do something that I say I'm gonna do. Like, if I miss, then I get mad at myself and I kind of would fall off, So I try to structure mine the best that I can, and we'll talk about that more when I get to my goals. But for example, like last year for 2024, my goal, I want to grow my YouTube channel. So my goal was to post one video every single week. So that was like my New Year's resolution for this year. Well, the way I adjusted this to make it fit my schedule and to fit me a little better so I don't fall off, so it's not all or nothing, is instead of saying I need one video every single week, what I said instead was I want to post 52 videos on my YouTube channel in 2024. So why did I say I want to post 52 instead of one a week? Well, because there's going to be a week that I miss. Like, I'm not going to post every week. I'm going to screw up at some point. I'm going to miss. And the reason I said I did it this way is because when that does happen, when I do fail, when I do not post a video that week, guess what? I can post 2 videos the next week, and that makes up for it. So that's what I did. So my goal for 2024 was to post 52 videos, and I did that, by the way. If you hadn't checked out my YouTube channel, it's just Murphy McCammon. Y'all check it out. I got all kinds of little fitness videos over there right now. So yeah, as of tomorrow, I have one scheduled for December 31st. That'll be my 52nd video for 2024. So that's how I allowed myself to be a little flexible. That's how I allowed myself to not go all in or all out. Because if I would have said I need one video a week, well, that first week that I missed the video, then I probably would have gave up. I would have been discouraged. I would have been mad at myself, and I wouldn't have got to it. And I actually that did happen. Like, I missed a couple of weeks this year. I've had to post 2 videos a week several times throughout the year because I wasn't 100%. And that's probably going to be the case for you too. But if I allow myself to kind of make it up the next week, then it's much easier for me to stay on track. It's much easier for me to not give up because I know I can still make it up. I can still do it and still stick to my goals at the same time and not fail. So that's kind of just an example of how I'm a little bit smarter in the way I make my goals and to make them more achievable and to not go all in or all out. So please don't do this. If you're all in or all out person, New Year's resolution may not be best for you. You may need to figure out a different way to go about it, or kind of manipulate your goals, kind of like I talked about just in that example just then, to help you better achieve those goals. So next, how to set effective New Year's resolutions. Well, y'all have heard me talk about this goal framework before, and it's setting SMART goals. So SMART, SMART goals. And what does that stand for? That stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. You've probably heard of this before. It's a very popular framework, but it works really well when it comes to setting goals. And it's for a reason. That's why people use this, because it works really well. So it breaks down your goals into smaller, more actionable steps that you can do. Because, like I said, if you're doing a New Year's resolution, normally the time frame is 1 year. Well, that 1 year is very big. It's going to be hard to see yourself hitting a goal a year from now. Well, that's why you need to break it down into smaller steps, more achievable, actionable goals that you can do. I would even break it down, like if you have 1 year goal, break it down to a month goal, and then break that down to like a week goal, and then break that down to like a day goal. So if your goal for the year is to lose 100 pounds, well, break it all the way down to where your goal for the day is I need to walk 7,000 steps every day. So that would be your day goal. So that small goal of 7,000 steps plays into your bigger goal of losing 100 pounds. So this is why you can get kind of more specific and break down your goals better with the SMART framework. It's also, on top of that, it's important to track your progress. Stay flexible. Like I said, you're not going to be perfect. You're going to miss at some point. So stay flexible and track your progress so you know that you're making progress. And then also another important piece of these goals is getting you an accountability buddy, like a partner, especially if your goal is fitness. Get you a gym buddy. Get somebody that's going to go with you, that's going to work out with you, and y'all can hold each other accountable. Share your goals with your friends, with your family, even if in a group. If you don't have anybody to share it with, join a group. There's plenty of fitness groups on Facebook. Join a Facebook group. And there's people in there that'll hold you accountable. Y'all can share y'all's goals. Y'all can check in on each other each day. Y'all can post. You can post like kind of what you're doing to kind of inspire other people, or you can ask questions, get tips from people. There's so much good things that come out of Facebook groups that I think is a good thing. And if you don't have one, if you don't know of a Facebook group to join, a friend of mine, Dustin, actually has a Facebook group for fitness-minded people, and it's exactly what I was just talking about. It's to hold people accountable, to post your wins and things like that in there. It's called Ready, Set, Goal. Ready, Set, Goal. So GOAL, Ready, Set, Goal. And that's on Facebook. You can just look it up, request to join. And it's just a good place to hang out for like-minded people. Everybody in there is working on their fitness in some kind of way. There's a lot of people doing triathlons, a lot of people just working out, people doing canoe races, people doing 75 hard. There's all kinds of things going on in that group. So I think it's a good little place to be. And you can get some good tips, motivation, and things like that in there. So next, what is the importance of New Year's resolutions? Well, it can provide you a sense of purpose and a sense of direction. So without a goal, you don't really know where you're going. And you're probably not going anywhere because you're not working towards nothing. You don't have a goal. So when you set a goal, when you set a New Year's resolution, it gives you that purpose. It gives you that direction to work towards. It gives you that something to look forward to every day, to get better at, to work on. Because I like the slogan. I don't know who said it, but it's if you're not getting better, then you're getting worse. Like you never can stay still. You're never stagnant. Like you're never in one place. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. So I don't know. I don't remember who kind of come up with that idea, but I've heard it a lot in different places. So yeah, you're always improving or you're regressing. So when you have a goal, it kind of keeps you improving, keeps you working on yourself, it keeps you getting after it each and every day. So another importance of New Year's resolution is it helps you create habits, and it can help you with those long-term aspirations. So sometimes all people need is a little kickstart, a little something to get them going, to get them started. Because a lot of times the hardest part about doing something new is getting started, because you don't know where to start, you don't know how to start. So when you set a New Year's resolution and you're motivated and you're ready to go, that's your kickstart. Like that's what gets you going, and then you just learn and improve on it over time. So I think it's a good way to create more habits. Like it could be anything. It don't have to be fitness. Any habit that you're trying to do, getting really motivated January 1st for something is a good way to kickstart that process. Because if you never start it, well, then you can never get good at it. You can never create that habit if you never get started. And honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, whenever you get started at something new, you're going to suck. Like you're not going to be good at it. That's just part of life. You're not going to be good. But as you do it day in and day out, month after month after month, you'll get better and you'll improve over time. So even if your New Year's resolution is not perfect, if it's not perfectly executed, even if you kind of failed a little bit or if you gave up on it, it's still good to set these goals because it can kind of give you that sense of a growth mindset. Again, this goes back to setting goals. When you set a goal, you're thinking about growing. You're wanting to get better. You're trying to improve. You're trying to do something new, do something different, or improve upon something that you've already done. So it gives you that growth mindset. And like I said, if you're not growing, you're going backwards. So it's setting these New Year's resolution is a good way to always have that growth mindset. So some tips to stay committed to your resolution. Start small and build momentum. So like I said earlier, you don't try to go balls to the wall. Like don't dive all the way in because it's probably not going to work for you. So if you're not working out at all, don't say you're going to start going to the gym 5 days a week because it's just not going to happen. Like you're not going to go from 0 days a week to 5 days a week and make it sustainable. You're not. You may do 5 days a week for like a month, but then after a while, you're going to fall off and you're going to quit. So don't just start balls to the wall. And it may not be going to the gym. It may be doing, I don't know, maybe something you're doing at work or something you're doing with your family. Start small. Like try to build one habit. Don't make a bunch of New Year's resolutions. Don't do that. That'll set yourself up for failure. And trust me, I'm guilty of this. Start one goal. So if, for example, if you want to lose weight, start with walking, going for a walk every day or every other day. 30 minutes. Go for a 30-minute walk because you're probably doing nothing right now. So that 30-minute walk is going to be more than you were doing before. So it's going to set you up to be start on the right path. Especially if you're not like privy to the gym, like if you don't like going to the gym or if you don't know how to work out at the gym, don't say you're going to start going to the gym every week. Like start with a walk in your neighborhood or on a treadmill or something. Start small, build momentum. And then as you create these one habit at a time, one habit, another habit, then guess what? Now you habit stacking. You're creating more and more habits, and it's all going to build you up to your end goal at the end. So you just got to find something that's small that will get you momentum. Because once you start seeing a little bit of results, or to me, this is how I operate. Once you start seeing a little bit of results, that's going to motivate you to go even harder, to go even stronger, to see what else you can do. That's how I motivate. Once I started getting stronger, like I was hooked right away from working out. I was like, ooh, I did 135 pounds on the bench press. Let me work out for another 2 months, and then let's see how much I can do then. Like that motivates me. So when I see results, that's kind of a factor that pushes me even further, because I want to see, okay, if I'm capable of this from doing a little bit of working out, well, what will I be capable a year from now? Like how much can I achieve then? So you just got to build that momentum, and the way you build momentum is starting with small steps, one at a time, stacking those habits on top of each other. So you got to embrace progress over perfection. Again, it's not an all in or all out kind of thing. Progress over perfection. You're not going to make a steady incline to your results. It's not going to happen. You're going to go up. You're going to go down. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to get injured, have to take off 2 weeks from the gym, and then you got to get right back to it. That's just going to happen. That's just life. So as long as you're making progress, that's all you need to focus on. Focus on making progress. Don't focus on being perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, plan for setbacks. Have a plan B for how you're going to recover, especially when it comes to fitness, because a lot of times people don't have proper technique and form, so they will get hurt at some point, or they will overwork themselves and hurt themselves. So I hope this don't happen to you, but it's going to happen at some point. It happens to me. It literally just happened to me. I just hurt my knee a few weeks ago. So plan for these setbacks and have a kind of a plan B of what you can do or how you can be flexible or adjust your routine or anything like that to help you recover from these setbacks, because they're going to happen. I mean, things like that, they just come and go. So you can't let it put an end to your goal. You can't let it stop you. You got to be able to move around it. You got to be able to be flexible to recover from it and get back to your goal as soon as possible. Yeah, you may miss a whole entire month because something came up, but guess what? You can get right back to it the next month. Like, you don't have to let it just kill your dreams, goals all at once. And then once you start building this little bit of progress, celebrate the small wins, because this will help you maintain motivation. So celebrate it 24 hours and then move on. Don't harp on your goal for more than 24 hours. Celebrate it. That's great. Love it. Be proud of yourself, and this will motivate you to do even more. So yeah, that's pretty much my tips on setting New Year's resolutions. So now I'm going to talk about my New Year's resolutions for 2025. And I'm going to contradict myself a little bit with these goals, because I just told you to not make a bunch of goals at once, to set one goal at a time and start from there. But I've been doing this for several years now, so I can kind of handle more than one goal at a time. And I'll be honest, I was thinking about this for the past few weeks or so, what was gonna be my main goal for 2025. And honestly, at first I said I'm not gonna set any New Year's resolutions this year, because I've been doing it for the past 3 or 4 years. Ever since I got out of college, I've really been strict on my New Year's resolutions. And I was like, you know what, this year I'm just gonna chill and I'm not gonna set any goals. Well, if you know me, that quickly changed. That changed real quick, because lately the word content has really been resonating with me. And this happened when I got injured. So when I hurt my knee, if you're listening, you probably know I hurt my knee running a few weeks ago, and it's put me back about 3 weeks. I couldn't run for 3 weeks. I had to take completely off. And during this time, I really realized that I just needed to be content with my life. And no, I'm not saying content where I don't want to get better no more. I don't want to work on things. But I realized that I was always on the go. Go, 100% of the time, always on the go. Like, what's the next best thing? What's the next goal I can achieve? What's the next thing I can accomplish? What's the next challenge I can do for myself? And that's just how I operate. That's how I function. That's just what works for me. And sometimes you can get kind of caught up in these things. And I did. I got caught up in it. Hey, what's the next thing? How can I push myself? What can I do next? Can I do more? And I never was want to take a step back. I always want to do the next big thing, the next great thing. And that's okay. I think that's cool. But sometimes you got to be content. You got to be grateful for the things you do have, for the things you have accomplished. And then sometimes you just need to slow down. And I think me hurting my knee was that was like God telling me, hey, you need to slow down. You need to you need to chill, take a break, and you need to be content with where you at. So that led me to come to the conclusion that 2025 for me is going to be the year of being content, being of contentment. And no, that don't mean I'm going to stop all my goals and stop my challenges and things like that. I'm still going to do them. I'm just going to be more aware and more grateful, more thankful for the things that I do have and where I'm at in life, and be okay with not being on the go 100% of the time. Be okay with not going balls to the wall all the time. And mainly it just comes down to being grateful and thankful for what I have and where I'm at in life. Because I plan for the future a lot. And my wife hates this because I'm always thinking about the future. And I'm trying to set myself up now to be in the best possible place in 5-10 years from now. I'm always thinking about the future. And sometimes this can be a setback. It can be a good thing, but also it's not always the best. Sometimes you just need to live in the moment and be where your feet are. So that's another big, I like that quote, be where your feet are. So that's kind of going to be my slogan for 2025 is just being content, being where your feet are, and appreciative for where you're at and the things you have in life. So that brought me, so I was thinking how can I make my goals for my New Year's resolution around this? So I decided to make the 3 main categories that you want to improve in life is health, wealth, and relationships. So I wanted to make a goal for each one of these categories. These are all things that you need to work on to be a well-rounded person to improve on. It's health, wealth, and relationships. Well, I got to thinking about my health goal for 2025, and I quickly broke it down to 2 different health goals, physical health and mental health. So as y'all know, I'm planning to do a 100-mile ultra marathon in April. So my physical health goal or New Year's resolution for 2025 is going to be to stretch more, because as I get older, I'm not as flexible. I sit at a desk during the day. I work at a desk for the most part. So my hips are very tight because I sit down all the time. So my goal is to stretch once a week. So my goal is to stretch. I have a full-on stretching session for once a week. So 20 to 30 minutes, a full body stretch, really good, deep stretch, almost like a yoga session. That's once a week. So that's my physical health goal. Really, I'm going to try to stretch every day because I already stretch a little bit. When I go to the gym, I do a quick little warm up, stretch a little bit. Or when I do a run, I definitely stretch out my legs, stretch out my hips when I'm doing a run. So I'm stretching a little bit for my workouts. So I'm going to stretch every day. But my New Year's resolution is to stretch, do a full-on body stretch, recovery, foam roll, things like that. Everything I can do for recovery, mainly stretching, I'm going to do that once a week, a full-on session. So I'm trying to build it into my workout plan. So just like I have a run built into my schedule or a workout built into my schedule, I'm going to build this stretching into my workout plan somehow. So that way I can just do it when I'm at the gym or something. So it's easy to work in my routine. I just got to find a good day and a good time to fit this in, because right now I got a lot of training going on. I'm running and working out. So we're going to fit it in there. I haven't figured that out just yet, but it's going to happen. I'm going to put it in there in 1 day a week stretching session. That's my physical goal for the year, New Year's resolution. My mental health New Year's resolution goal, this is going to be the content thing that I was talking about. And I was thinking, how could I make a goal of being content? What could I do physically? Well, I come up with this idea that I'm going to take a picture, just one picture every single day. And the idea behind this picture is to make me stop what I'm doing in the moment, to be present where I'm at that moment, to think about where I'm at, who I'm with, who I'm spending time with, who I'm around, what I'm doing in that moment. And when I take this picture, it just allows me to be present. It allows me to be where my feet are during that time, because I have to stop and physically think, okay, I need to take a picture right here. And that's going to be my goal. Really, the goal is to do one cool picture a week, one thing that I typically wouldn't do a week. Because a lot of times my days are pretty much the same, Monday through Friday, pretty much do the same thing. So I don't want to take the same picture over and over and over again every day. So the main goal is to do whenever I do one thing different in the week that I don't normally do, that's when I want to take a picture to allow me to be content in that moment. But also it's going to create a memory bank. By the end of the year, I'll have a lot of photos of what I did throughout the year. So it also kind of documents my year of what I'm doing, different things that I wouldn't normally do. So the photo is going to come down. The main goal is one a week of something unique, something I don't typically do. But at the same time, I'm probably just going to go ahead and take one every day. But like I said, a lot of my days, I literally wake up, go to the gym, go to work, come home. I don't do much. So on those days, I probably just snap a gym selfie or something like that. But yeah, I'm going to try to do one photo a week. And that's going to be my content photo, what I'm doing at that time, just being present, thankful for where I'm at, who I'm with, what I'm doing at that time. So I thought it was a pretty cool little idea because by the end of the year, I'll have a whole like album full of photos from all the way throughout the year, and I can go back and look at it at the end of the year. I think that'd be pretty cool. So that's going to lead us to the wealth goal for the year. My wealth goal is, as y'all know, I'm trying to build my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get better at content, build my YouTube channel. So my wealth goal is to just study YouTube content once a week. So mainly packaging. So what is packaging when it comes to content? Packaging basically means like your topic, like the topic of your video, the title of your video, and the thumbnail. So it's like the 3 T's: topic, title, thumbnail. And they call that packaging when it comes to YouTube videos. So my goal for the year is just once a week, study YouTube content, packaging, things like that. What could I do to make my content better, to make it stand out more, to get more clicks? And this applies to the podcast as well. So it's going to all kind of work hand in hand. And I know what you're thinking, like, this is about content. How is this your wealth goal for the year? Well, my big dream goal is to one day be a full-time content creator, like fitness creator. That's my like big dream goal. So obviously I would have to make money to do that, to make a living. So I'm making this content goal as one of my wealth goals, because eventually I'm hoping to make money from it. That's the plan. So that's why it's a wealth goal. So yeah, that's my wealth goal. Study content once a week. That's my wealth goal for the year. And then my relationship goal for the year, this one I thought was a cool idea too, that I'm bad about doing this, is, and when I say relationship, I don't mean my marriage. This is for like other relationships, like friends, family, things like that. Well, I'm bad about not talking to people that I don't see on a regular basis. So my goal for 2025 is once a week, I want to reach out to somebody, whether that be phone call, text message, or however I can reach them, maybe even in person if I can see them in person. Reach out to somebody different that I haven't talked to in a while once a week and just have a conversation with them. Just catch up, see how they're doing, and just what's going on in their life, just to say, hey, like that's my goal. Once a week, I want to do somebody new. And hopefully, preferably not the same person. Hopefully not to repeat the same person. Try to do, I know there's 52 weeks in a year. That would be 52 different people. I don't even know if I know 52 different people, but we'll try not to repeat the same person if we can. But yeah, my goal is just to reach out to somebody I hadn't talked to. And that could be old friends from high school, old friends from college, distant family members that I don't see on a normal basis, old coworkers, things like that. People that I've had a relationship with in the past that I hadn't really kept up with or haven't been able to talk to, just because I don't see them on a normal basis. So I'm not able to talk to them. So I'm bad about like not reaching out to those people, like people that I've went to college with. Like, I probably haven't talked to you since we went to college, and it's nothing against you. That's just how I am. I haven't kept up with people. Everybody's got their own thing going on. Everybody got families now, babies, moved to different parts of the country, things like that. So I wanna do better of keeping those relationships that I had in the past. Because a lot of times, if you don't try to like maintain a relationship, it'll just go away. Like, you won't have that relationship no more. So I want to try to maintain those relationships, those friendships that I made in the past. So yeah, I think this would be pretty cool to talk to some people that I hadn't talked to in probably years, honestly. So yeah, that's kind of my health, wealth, and relationship goals for 2025. So I want to know, y'all let me down in the comments, what's y'all's one main goal for 2025? What are y'all going to be working on? So yeah, it's going to be a good year. 2025 is going to be a year for you. I'm calling it right now. I'm manifesting it. It's going to be the year for you. You got to manifest it yourself too. You got to believe in yourself and go all in and do everything that you always wanted to do. So yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning into the podcast. Y'all check out the podcast on all podcasting platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you want to check it out at. We're on there at the Fitness Beginner Podcast. And if you hadn't yet, leave a 5-star review. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about it. Tell your mom about it, so everybody can get fit in 2025. Y'all have a great day. Peace, love, protein.